Hi friends, welcome to Aishu's DIY. Today we are going to design a necklace using Bargain Bead Box for the month of January 2023, and we received these chips from Bargain Bead Box, the Labradorite chips, and then I'm gonna cut it and set that nice and neat for us. And we have received Labradorite pendants as well, but I'm gonna make this into a necklace, just the chips, and I'm not so sure whether I'm gonna add the star frosted beads, and as well as this one and this one. I actually wanted to mix all of this. Let's see how it goes. But I'm making this like a fringe kind of a necklace, so I can include anything and everything to it. That's the fun part about the fringe stuff. So I have here some fire line, which is a 6-pound fire line in black color, and a size 12 beading needle. I have threaded it in it, and I have it here. This we will use a little later. And first of all, we need to do the base of the chain, which I will use a 7-strand beaded on bead stringing wire. It's 0.015 inch thickness. The thinner the better in this case. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it up and do a little bit, like this cannot be like a collar bone necklace. It has to come a little bit down, I guess. That's how it will look good. I have some choice of lavender seed beads. I'm not so sure yet. I really like this blue with the grayish finish. It's a really nice blue. So I have here some Levanos. I also pulled some of these Levanos check glass, and these are iris sphinx. It's what it's called, and I don't have any name for this, but it's like a metallic toho. And then I also have toho in 8. This is round and this is gray matte. So this color kind of goes well. So the color theme, and this is a little bit bold, but I thought if I'm using the stars, I can as well use that blue. So that's my thought process. First of all, I'm gonna just string 8 of seed beads. If you want, you can add a star in between the silver one. We will come back to the chips later, but as I said, we need to build the base of the necklace. And so all you need to do is string these, and then we need to think about the clasp, and we need lemon seed beads, and then a clasp of choice. The toggle clasps came with the box, so I'm gonna use just that. First of all, I'm thinking I will start with this one for sure. These lemon seed beads. So take some lemon seed beads. That's probably the first thing you're going to put in some levanos, like probably 5 or 6. Okay. Then we will go through this later. So 6 levanos and then some 8 of seed beads. Start putting your 8 of seed beads. So I have here, you can choose any pattern 6, and then I can just add these as well. We'll stick with metallics, I guess, right? And it is in the back of the necklace, so you don't have to do a lot. I'm thinking like maybe 10 or 12 or even more, like 20. And then after 20 of the 8 seed beads, you can add the metallic star. Kind of adds a real nice touch to it, I guess. So and then again, maybe 15 seed beads this time. And then a star. We have enough of the metallic stars, so that's why I wanted to incorporate in here as well. Otherwise I would have just added in the fringe. That's 5. 10. 15. So we will have to construct the entire base of the necklace. So how long you want your necklace to be, I want you to string these, and then we will start the fringe in the middle. So we have added 3, and then I want to measure this length because we need to have the fringe in about the center. So I would say it's about, say, 4.5 inches. So think about an 18-inch necklace or 20-inch necklace. So in that case, 20-inch you need to do at least 20-inch means 7 inches on either side, and then the center will just be the seed beads. It won't be with any stars, so keep that in mind. I will string these and I will come back stringing the beads. So in the middle I have no stars, it's just 4 inches of just seed beads without any stars, and then continued by our stars. So this is about the same length, and I really like the length. So 7 inches of beads from the start to until the first star right here on one side, and then the same way on the other side. And then in between we have I think it was 40 seed beads or so. You can say give or take 4 inches. Now I have some crimp tube that I have in my stash. You can use a crimp bead as well. And then one end of the clasp. Before that I need to add 6 seed beads. Actually a crimp bead, a crimp tube, and then 6 seed beads, 11 seed beads. Any color that you are going to work with for the fringe, you can use those. Doesn't have to be the same color family. I use the same color family. This one is a little bit small. Even though it's a branded one, there's a lot of difference in the beads. Alright, now 6 seed beads, and then go through the toggle clasp. And then see if the okay, it's not going. So what you need to do is take 3 beads off, put in the toggle, add the 3 beads, 11 seed beads these are. Come back through the crimp tube and a couple of seed beads. It's 8 seed bead, will have plenty of space. And once you have that, you can take your pliers, pull this a little bit, not too much like how I did. Okay. There we go. So the crimp tube or the crimp bead has a tendency, the wire has a tendency to crisscross in the crimp tube. So you just make sure that it is not crisscrossed and pull the tube all the way up until the toggle, and then give it a squeeze like that. So there's a short tail which will be hidden obviously inside the 8 of seed beads, so you don't have to cut them. So just put that on top. So now since I worked with the spool, I don't have any bead stopper or so. The spool itself serves that purpose. I take my wire cutters and I'm going to cut about, say, here. Okay. I'm just going to take these 6 seed beads off. Take my crimp tube, add it to the necklace, the other side of the necklace. Okay. Take 3 seed beads. And the other end of the toggle. Add it. See, this one goes on top of this, so you don't have to worry about it. Take it, take all 3 seed beads, then come back down the crimp tube and through a couple of seed beads. You will see your wire coming through. Hold the toggle in your fingers and then pull this. You don't want this to be extremely tight. I always suggest whenever you are making a necklace, doesn't matter if you're crimping, always keep it in a U form and crimp it, so that it gives the extra space, that the breathing space that the necklace needs. Otherwise it will become very stiff. So see how this is. So you can just pull a little bit, make this nice and tight, right? Okay, and then you can just squeeze this, just leaving a tad bit of space. See that space? That space is needed. So now what I will do is I'll go ahead and snip this excess off. Now tuck that inside the bead. It's nice and pretty. The base of the necklace is done. Now we will concentrate on the fringe part. So on the fringe part, what you do is about, say, in the middle. Doesn't have to be exactly the middle. Take your thread. I am working here with more than one span of thread. I know it's a little bit too much, but I would like to have more than I need. So I take the middle of my thread. I know I have needle on one side, but just ignore that part right now, and take that and loop it and then keep it underneath this the center, and then take this, the 2 ends, one end will have the needle, the other end is simple, and put it through this. Okay, just like that. So it's basically a lockset knot, how you will do a lockset knot, but except we are doing it not with a cord but with thread. So it's okay if the knot comes off like this, which it didn't. This one didn't even go through, which is the needle part. Okay, now it's here. So all you need to do is make sure that it comes between the beads and not on top of the beads, because you don't want to see the thread. There we go. Tighten that up. Now you have 2 ends to work with. One end without the needle, the other end with the needle. leave the one without the needle. We can thread it later and continue that. As for now, you need some seed beads, not a lot of 8 seed beads, but some, and then 2 sets of 11 seed beads if you want to have a 2 color fringe. That kind of looks nice to me, so I'm going to go ahead with the double color fringe, but you can always use one single color 11 seed beads for your project. So some of the 8 seed beads, because we still will use that, and some of the color that you used at the end of your necklace with the troggle, we can call that color A, right? And I think I will use this one as my color B. Okay, so that's that. Let's just first use this, right? You pick up your needle, pick up an 8 first, and then 15. This depends upon how long you want the fringe to be. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Okay, drop it down to your work, which is right here. So the fringe will be only this much, so I'm thinking I'll pick up 5 more because it seems to be very small for me. 5. This is how long it will be for the entire necklace, so you need to make a decision right here. And then you can add a chip. These chips are pretty much even size, they are not small or big, so you don't have to worry about that. But in case if you have a smaller chip, you would generally use it at the end. So add the chip and the 11 the same color, and now you have 1 8 seed bead in the fringe and 20 11 seed beads, and then a chip, and then 1 11. So 21 11 and 1 8. Now skip the last 11 that you added and go through the chip and 5 of the seed beads, like that. We are not going through the entire thing, but just those. When you pull this short thing, then you can pull the slack in between the beads. Now your thread is exiting out of the 5th bead right here. You can take the second color, which is this blue for me. You can use any color you want, and 5, and then again a chip, and then again a seed bead. Drop all of those down. Now you will skip the seed bead and go through all of the beads, all of the 5 seed beads that you added, plus 5 seed beads in the center part or the stem of the fringe. So wherever your thread is exiting from that up to the top, 5 more beads. When you pull that, this is what you will have, right? So now you have 2 fringes, and from here again you can switch the colors or you can continue the same, it's up to you. 3, 4, 5, and then a chip, and then again a seed bead. So we always pick up a seed bead after the chip bead. and then skip that one and go through all the chips, the chip and the 5 seed bead that you added in this branch. Okay, and wherever your thread is exiting from there count 5 seed beads and go up. See, there is lag in this. Just pull the tip and then pull that. Now you have 3 fringes. Now you can change your color. And then take and then pick up a seed bead, skip that one, and then I'm going through all of these. Plus so I'm thinking we have added 3 of the chip, so I should not have done that, but I did. We have to combine the stars, so let me just clean up a bit and come back. So I did 2 actually, and then I wanted to let you guys know what I did. Actually, I wanted to change the color, and I did, and I changed all the. So first, like I was just doing with the chips, which I don't think so will be enough, but it will be fun if you add all of these elements as well. So these stars and these frosted stars as well, and I didn't use any of these. We have used it here, but I will include it's like a random one. If you make it more symmetrical, I don't feel like this design calls for that. It can be random. So what we can do is, like, if you pile your beads like this, there is a possibility that you can scoop up. Let me just find something which is easy, because as you guys can see, these are getting, you can pick up this one by one if you want, which is what I have been doing for so long, but you can scoop it up easily also. So that's but 5 and 4, 9, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So if you do less, the fringe will be a little bit smaller. So, oh god, I forgot the 8. I always do that for some reason. The first should be an 8, which I forgot. There we go. And then I was doing 20, and then you can just do 15, 10, how much ever you want, is how many beads you will pick up. There will be a difference between these 2 beads, and the blue bead seems to be taller, so there will be a difference between that. So that's 5, so 15, and see if you can easily pick up this way as well. So that is 5, 15. So drop everything down. So including the 8 toe seed beads, there will be 21 beads in the line. Then pick up a chip. So I do pick up a chip. I don't know if you guys are able to see. Let me just move this like this. Okay. So pick up a chip. Take a seed bead after the chip. Drop it down. Now skip that seed bead and go through the chip and 5 more seed beads in there. So this way our fringe will be. There we go. So 5 more beads. Then pull your needle and hold this bead. Okay, pull it up. Now it's fine. Now in this I have added 2 chips, 1 star, 1 8-toe, and 1 4mm faceted labradorite strand that we got. I used beads from that as well, so that I did. And here I used 1 chip, I used the 2 stars and the labradorite and this, so you can mix and match. For example, at this point of time I can add, you know, a silver, because we haven't added that yet. So sorry, this has rather big holes, so I need to be careful about that. And also in this I have added only 3 beads, 3 beads here, 3 beads here, so it's just random. I don't want it to be, you know, stiff, or this is how it should be, kind of wanted it to be very random, so that's why I'm doing it that way. 4 and 5 beads plus this. Let's see how it is. It's better actually. So pick up a seed bead, skip the seed bead and go through all of these beads, plus where your thread is exiting from that point onwards, 5 beads up the necklace. Okay, that's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. When you pull everything tight, this is what you should have. So, right, and then after this you can pick up, so I'm alternating the fringe color as well, and then also, so the first fringe is the blue, the second is the light blue, and the third will be again the blue. 5 beads down, and then now I pick up frosted or blue, whichever you want to pick up you can do. So I'm just going to pick up a frosted star and then a seed bead, drop it down. Now I skip the seed bead and go through the frosted black and the 5 seed beads that we added here, plus a 5 seed bead up the fringe. You will see your thread is thread is getting over by like really nicely. So again I change the color. This time I pick up only 3 beads. You can do a 3 fringe or 5 fringe, it's totally up to you. I just want to do that randomly. In this I did 5 beads in everything except for the top one. In this I did 2 fringes with 3 beads and rest 5. In this I'm doing just 1. I'm going to do a an 8-toe. Actually not an 8-toe, a labradorite actually. 8-toe we can do it finally. So 4mm labradorite bead, and then pick up a blue, drop everything down. Now skip the last seed bead and go through the rest, and go up the 5 seed beads as well. Just before the 8-toe we will make 1 more fringe. Okay, so which will be again this dark blue and 3 beads. Okay, and pick up an 8/0 and then 11/0. So this is what I have. Now I will skip the last seed bead that I added, go through the 8/0, the 3 seed beads and the 8 on the top, and come up to the base of the necklace. Now my thread is exiting out here, right? So wherever it is coming from, that point I go towards my right, 3 beads, 3 8/0 seed beads in the line. Don't worry about it, I will do a close-up fringe one more time so you guys will get to see it a little bit up close. But now it's this is how we make the fringe. Now the next, so this line I did with the dark, light, then dark. Now I'm going to go with the light. See, if you have a container like this, you can just load beads like this instead of, picking one by one. Once you have some, count the beads like 5 and then 5, 10, we have 11, so we need 20. So 11 plus 4, 15. So we can do 3 big strands and then the rest small strands. Again, I forgot the 8 seed beads, guys. Sorry about that. I always do this. I don't know why. It's easy to pick up from the container rather than from the mat. So first 8/0 seed bead, and then again I'm just doing 3 fringes with 20 beads, and then after that I'm going to do only 15 because I don't want it to be very long. So just scoop it up. See how much you have. So that's 5, and that's 5, 10 and 15. Okay, so drop it down. Now always the last one I wanted it to be a Labradorite chip, so I do that, and then pick up a seed bead, drop it down as well. Now skip that seed bead, go through the Labradorite and 5 more beads. You can hold the last seed bead and just pull these tight up towards the necklace and it will get tightened up. So we have this now. Let me just zoom in a little bit more for you guys to see. Okay, so my thread is out here. Pick up 5 more beads. And then a star maybe. This time I will do a blue star because I didn't do a blue star here. Okay, and then pick up the same color seed bead, drop it down, skip the last seed bead and go through all of these. Plus 5 more seed beads in the base. Okay, and if you pull, the second fringe is formed. Now again, change of color. You don't have to change color, you can just do one color if this is more confusing. Just do one color, that will look nice as well. Then pick up a star maybe, pick up a seed bead, go through the star and the previous 5 seed beads that we added, right? So where your thread is exiting from, go up 5 seed beads. Don't go through the 8 seed bead. We need to make one more fringe before that, and which will be the other blue color. I take only 3, and then I go through a Labradorite or 8. In this case you can choose anything you want. I pick the Labradorite, pick up a seed bead, go through all 3 of this and the 8. Okay, then pull your thread. Okay, now where your thread is coming from, go through the seed beads, 8 seed beads, in the base 3 seed beads. So this creates a space between the fringes, but if you want it more closer, you need to not skip 3 beads, maybe probably skip 1 bead or 2 bead, which however you want. I'm skipping 3 beads, I like this, so I'm doing that. And then now again change of the colors. Now I pick up 15 of these seed beads. That's 5. See, 5. You can just run your needle through the pile and you will automatically get beads in it. $15. Okay. See this, again I missed the 8, but this 15 and this 15 there is a difference. So the blue ones are longer and the dark blue ones are shorter. So that's because I'm using a check glass and a toho, I believe. So 15 seed beads starting with the 8, 1 8, then pick up Labradorite, then pick up a seed bead, skip the Labradorite and go through 5, skip the seed bead after the Labradorite and go through 5 seed beads on the top. If you pull it like nice tight, this is how it will be. Then change of color for the 11, color B, 4 and 5. Now we can take a different approach or the same. I'm gonna take the frosted bead. So we need to keep in mind, so how many frosted beads that we have used, we need it for the other side, right? This is the center of the necklace that we are working on, from the center towards the right, then we will work from the center to the left. So we need more, so we need to think about that. So 1 2 3 4 5 we have used. We need 5 more on the other side, so that's all we can use, the white one. Okay, so go through all the 5 that we added plus the 5 in the main stem of the fringe. See, there is a lag in the thread. Just pull it up, it will go up automatically. Now time to add the next fringe. You can take 5 beads. And take a star maybe. Skip that bead and go through all 5. And the main stem of the fringe 5. Now we are before the 8 seed bead in the fringe. Now is the time to change the 11 so I'm picking up 3 of this other color 11 and dropping it down, picking up an 8 and then 11 skip the 11 and go through the 8 and the rest of the 3 beads in that fringe plus the 8 on the top. So you just go like that, pull that, you have the fringe completely formed. All you need to do is go through the bead right next to it in the necklace, 3 beads, and pull everything nice and tight so our fringe is formed. Right, so now shall move this a little bit so I can do one more fringe and then concentrate on the other side. That's all. The thread will also accommodate. We need to reinforce as well. So this time I'm just going to pick up only 10 beads because we can do more. 6, 1 8 and 10 11. Okay, drop it down. Now pick up a labradorite, probably a smaller one. Pick up a seed bead. Okay, skip that seed bead and go through the labradorite and 5 more beads in this, so which is going to be this. Okay, pull everything up. You need to pull this tighter, otherwise it will create a gap in the fringe. So now I'm ready to add the next color. So 5 more. This time I will add the silver star and then a blue bead, then go through all of these beads here, plus 5 seed beads up the main fringe just before the 8. There it is. Pull everything up and tight. Now again 3 beads, the other color, pick up 3, drop it down. Then what we pick up is labradorite and again 11. Now skip that 11, go through the labradorite and 3 seed beads plus the 8 seed bead and come up. See this? We have to reinforce. So now go through a couple of beads here. Okay, and then all you need to do is go under this wire, make yourself a loop just like that and go through that loop. It's like a half-inch knot, make sure the knot lands between the star and the 8 seed bead, right? Okay, and then I want to come back again through the seed beads. Okay, for some reason there is a lag here, so just going to go one more time. Pull everything tight and tie a knot again. Put it underneath, make yourself a loop and go through that loop with your needle and make yourself a knot. I will just untie this knot and come back. So I did a couple of half-inch knots, and this is where I came back again and I left the thread. If this one is a little bit bigger, I will finish the fringe and come back and knot it with this thread as well. So here is the other part of our thread, which is right here. So I have threaded the needle the other side. Take the cord, go to 3 beads in the main necklace. 3 8 seed beads, pass through towards the left. Now we are going to create the fringe on the left. So you need to mirror the image here. However you picked up the beads, how many beads in the main fringe and the side fringe and everything, you just mirror whatever you did here. First of all, I have to take an 8 seed bead, which I normally forget. That's first, and then pick up 20 of this color. Scoop it up. That's 5. That's 5, 10, 11. $15, $20. So now 20 seed beads. Pick up a Labradorite chip. Drop it down. Pick up a seed bead. Drop it down. Right. Let me just go closer. Okay. So now skip the last seed bead. Go through the Labradorite and the 5 seed beads in the fringe. Up. There we go. Then pull it. Don't worry if there is a slag. It gets adjusted as we pull this bead. Pull everything together. There we go. Now I switch between this color and the blue, light blue. So pick up 5. And then I pick up one more Labradorite because that's what I did in the starting fringe here. So I'm gonna take one more Labradorite and then 11 seed bead. Skip that 11, go through that 5 seed bead Labradorite and then the 5 up the main fringe, just like that. Pull it. Now I am ready to add the next fringe, which will be the next blue color. That also I am alternating. As I said, if it is confusing, just use one color. So 5 of the 11 seed beads, drop it down, I need one of this frosted star, and then lemon seed bead. Now skip that lemon, go through everything. And then throw 5 more seed beads in the core fringe. There we go. And let's pull it tight. Now I'm ready to add the next fringe. Then I will see here again a 5 seed bead, and now I will add an 8/0, which is what I did on the first fringe on that I started on the right side. So I'm doing the same, just one bead, and then go through all these 5 plus the 5 here just before the 8/0, and we shall add the last fringe for this last side branch, you can say. So that will be 3 beads and a labradorite, and a seed bead, which is this. Drop it, skip that last seed bead and go through the rest that you added in this fringe plus the 8/0, and pull that tight, everything tight, and then move to the next 3 seed beads in the line so that you are ready to add the next fringe. This way you complete the fringe, and then that point of time you will be done with the necklace. Hi friends, welcome back. I finished tying off the threads and snipping it off. You can thread zap it if you want to, and this is how the finished necklace looks like. It came out really pretty. I really like the color, the matte gray, and then the blues and the dark ones, both these two colors. Actually, I really like the color combination of this, and this blue little bit brightens up our necklace a bit, plus the frosted stars and the blue stars also looks amazingly great together. Overall, I really like the way this necklace turned out to be. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel to grow, because the YouTube algorithm actually pulls up the videos that has most likes, and I really appreciate that. Do subscribe to my channel, and I will upload videos couple of times a week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.